In the last session, we discussed reverse any number program. We use two symbols. One is modulus to get the remainder of any integer division, and another symbol is division symbol to get the quotient. Those two symbols are very important. So, based on reverse any number, I given two programs to try it. One is this. Look at the logic. S is equal to S plus R, and here your input is 1 2 3. 1 2 3 mod 10 is 3, and next step 12 mod 10 is 2, and another step 1 mod 10 is 1. This is nothing but sum of individual digits of any number. If your input is 1 2 3 and your output is 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 6, sum of individual digits of any number. Look at the second program. R plus plus. Whenever you enter into the loop, R is incremented by 1. So if your input is 3-digit number, 3 times R will be incremented. 456 is your input and R is 3. So what's the question? Count the number of digits in any number. If your input is 456, R is 3. If your input is 46, R is 2. Count the number of digits in any number. Look at this program. Check for a number palindrome or not. To verify any number palindrome or not, you reverse the number and compare with the original number. Example 1 2 1. Reverse it, you get 1 to 1. So you need to reverse the number first and compare with the original number. The base logic is reverse any number logic. Look at note there clearly. If your input is 1 2 3, once you reverse it, you get 3 to 1. But what happened in the loop is your original number becomes 0. So you keep your original number in another variable k, because we need to compare the original number with the reversed number. As the original number is becoming 0, you put it in k and compare k with s. Look at the difference. Look at the if condition. If k is equal to s, k is your original number and s is your reversed number. If the condition is true, it is palindrome, otherwise not a palindrome. So based on the programs what we practiced so far, you try few programs. Look at the first one. Check for a number Armstrong number. What is Armstrong number? Sum of cubes of individual digits is equal to original number. So what is the base logic for this? Sum of individual digits of any number. Second one, sum of first and last digit of a 3-digit number. Now for this we don't need any loop. You try this program without using loop, as the input is of 3-digit number only. Look at the third one, sum of first and last digit of any number. Any number, we don't know, is it a 2-digit number or 3-digit number or 4-digit number. So use loop. And fourth one, read any number, count the number of digits in it. If the number of digits are more than 2, find sum of first and last digit. You try to observe the difference between 2, 3, 4. That is very important in programming environments. Look at the fifth one. 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square dot 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 n square. We already practiced one program, sum of n natural numbers, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus and dot 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 n. The base logic is s is equal to s plus I. So based on this, you try the fifth one. Sixth one, which already we practiced, factorial of any number. If your n is 4, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, but you try to write the logic for factorial of any number in a reverse manner, like if your input is 4, 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1. Factorial of any number, we can write it either in 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4, or 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. We already practiced the first session. You try the second one.